Guys, as an American, I come on here on the internet every day, right? And I just see something new every single day that's ruining our country. First, it was Cardi B performing WAP at the Grammys in front of all those children out of the couple million people who watched it. Before that, it was the video games that were causing everybody to go crazy and kill each other. But now, Lil Nas X is the downfall of the United States of America. I don't think I should have to explain to you who Lil Nas X is. He is already one of the more accomplished artists of all time. He broke the Billboard chart for having a #1 song for the most amount of time consecutively with Old Town Road. It's already one of the most popular songs of all time. It completely launched his career, and he has become a superstar, basically, through that, and other songs that he's put out, of course, too. And speaking of other songs that Lil Nas X put out, he recently put out a song called Montero, Call Me By Your Name, which was pretty hyped up by his audience and whatnot, right? It was something that people were looking forward to. And the music video definitely has some themes that some people would be uncomfortable with. Honestly, I was pretty shocked when I saw it the first time. When I saw the music video for the first time, I was definitely pretty surprised by the imagery that was shown in it. But before we get any further into the video, I just want to say that nearly half of you watching have yet to subscribe. I try to post multiple videos per day to keep you entertained, so consider leaving a like to help support and subscribe with notifications on so you never miss anything. Also, all of my socials are on the screen right now, so consider leaving a follow on these for more awesome content, and also consider grabbing a shirt if you're really awesome. Now to the rest of the video. Being surprised or believing that it's the downfall of an entire multiple century-old country, I don't really know if those are the same thing. So, old heads are losing their collective minds on social media right now because of this music video. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just tell you up front what the reasoning behind them being so mad here is. Lil Nas X, in his music video, gives the devil a lap dance. That's what happens, okay? And that's the part that most people are really mad about. Now, definitely was a little shocking the first time I saw it, but, I don't really think that that's enough to completely collapse a country. I guess I'm in the wrong here. Lil Nas is a whole new level of demonic. Some of y'all better check your kid's playlist. Stay in the know. Okay, so obviously referencing the demonic imagery in the music video because, of course, Lil Nas X is the first artist of all time to ever use, like, satanic imagery, devil-worshipping imagery, even having the devil even involved in their art in the first place. He's the first one to ever do that. I mean, rock bands, metal bands, emo bands, they haven't been doing this for literally decades. We haven't seen the devil in popular culture and media for literally decades at this point, on TV shows and movies and video games, in music, in books, on paintings, nothing like that, right? Lil Nas X is the first person of all time to ever come out with any sort of, demon imagery in any of his art, so I will say, though, this post actually gives me at least a little bit of hope because it actually kind of puts some of the responsibility back on parents, which in situations like this, I feel like we don't see enough. When we see things like this, right, when people blame, music or video games or movies or whatever for insert societal crisis, they always seem to, like, kind of pull the responsibility back from parents, like, oh, well, they should stop letting people buy Call of Duty because, well, children are gonna play it. It's never the parents' responsibility for letting their kids see things maybe they shouldn't be seeing. And if you want me to be brutally honest, I know Lil Nas X follows me on Twitter. I like Lil Nas X, right? He's funny. He's got some good music, right? Obviously, maybe an 8-year-old kid should not be seeing him give the devil a lap dance. But which one should we pin responsibility on for that? Should we say that artists are at fault for portraying themselves in their own art however they please to, for making a product that they and their audience are going to like, for making statements and making imagery that people are uncomfortable with? Are we going to pin the blame on them, or are we going to pin the blame on parents who allow their children to be raised by iPads, computers, and phones without any sort of parental supervision or restriction? Who are we really going to blame for that here? So even though the whole post is stupid, at least there's like 10% logic in that. So I don't really know who Robbie Starbuck is. It sounds like a really shitty mascot for Starbucks, but apparently, according to his bio, he is a director and producer, free thinker, running for Congress, proud dad. So he's attempting to be influential in our government system here in the United States. And here's what he had to say about this. Conservatives. Hollywood is pushing out intentionally evil content to kids. Hollywood. Lol, conservatives are so crazy. No, we aren't. Not at all. Then Hollywood does this. Many of these people are evil. I say this having directed a lot of these celebs. Okay, Robbie Starbuck. I'm first off gonna assume that you have not worked with Lil Nas X, so your point really doesn't make any sense there. Second off, just because somebody puts demonic imagery in art or expresses themselves in art with, satanic imagery or whatever, does not make them inherently satanic or evil. I don't know if you know this, but nuance is a thing. Like, people can understand context. Like, me personally, I'm not a fucking moron. At least I like to think I'm not. So when I look at a Lil Nas X YouTube video where he gives the devil a lap dance in his music video, I don't, get consumed by the hatred of Satan and begin killing babies and, eating puppies and becoming a legitimately horrible fucking person. Like, my brain is able to make the connection like, hey, maybe this is just for entertainment purpose, and, this isn't meant to actually convert me to any belief system or to, present anything to me. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe it's just my brain being just so rigid, I've got so many oh my god, my brain is so not smooth, you know what I'm saying? I've got more ridges in my brain than a bag of ruffles, man. I'm so intelligent. No, but I feel like the average person can figure that out, right? I hope, at least, that the average person can figure that out. Let's also point out the fact that Lil Nas X is not a member of Hollywood. And this is what helps me think that maybe you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. The music industry and Hollywood are two completely different things. Hollywood, I know people like to claim that that's like all celebrities, but no. Hollywood is the movies and TV entertainment industry, okay? They produce visual content for television and for Netflix and shit like that. Musicians like Lil Nas X are not part of Hollywood, okay? So, completely not understanding what you're talking about at a basic level here, but to claim that this is intentionally evil content where it's just a guy having fun with some fucking funny imagery in the background is actually intentionally evil, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to pin society against somebody who's not doing anything wrong. You're trying to legitimately create a hate mob against a person who's expressing himself how he feels through his own art. Which, by the way, is wildly successful art. Lil Nas X is one of the more accomplished artists in recent memory, right? Matthew Betley, who is a verified Twitter account, actually ended up deleting his tweet when Lil Nas X absolutely fucking eviscerated him in front of everybody publicly, says it's just sick and depraved in an attempt to destroy our society. Oh my god. Yeah, the new Lil Nas X track is what's destroying America, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys just a very quick, simplified rundown of some of the major problems that are going on here in the United States, or being contributed to by the United States. And I want you to let me know what you think is more of a dangerous impact on our global society. Number one, the entire government is run by pedophiles, weirdos, corporate lobbyists, billionaires who have their own self-interests, people who don't care about the general interests of the American people. Helpful legislation is almost never passed, and if it is passed, the only people that it really helps are the elites of society. Countless Americans have been killed in a global pandemic over the last 13 or so months that the federal government has responded to horribly throughout the entire time. It has had horrible impacts on the economy and society in whole. Also, to be added, literally half the country hates the other half. The media in this country has divided everyone along political or racial lines and has told everybody that the other group is the enemy. Misinformation is at its highest. People are spreading fake news like fucking wildfires in California during the hottest months of the summer. The American dollar is about to see inflation like no other, considering we've literally just been printing money with nothing to back it ever since the pandemic started to try and quell things like the stock market and the housing market and other things like that. We have a mental health crisis going on in our country that has led to things like the opioid epidemic that unfolded, and also probably contributes pretty massively to the mass shooting epidemic, in which there have been, over 100 mass shootings already this year in the first 3 months here in this country. The United States spends the majority of its money on its military, and we have a crumbling infrastructure. I think it's something like a quarter of all bridges and highways in the United States need critical repair. We're not funding sciences, we're not funding anything that'll progress society here in the United States anywhere what we should be, but we do have some tanks sitting in the middle of the desert out in fucking Nevada or somewhere that'll never be used. And speaking of the military, for the last, 200 years or so, we've been meddling in every foreign affair possible. We've been airstriking poor people in fucking Middle Eastern countries for the last 2 decades. Meanwhile, a good amount of Americans have basically soared into poverty over the last 2 years or so. So, yeah, which do you think are the issues that'll actually degrade society? And that doesn't even include, climate change or anything like that. Which do you think is going to contribute to the downfall of America first? All of those issues or Lil Nas X's new song? I'm so tired of this stupid fucking mentality where idiots who just refuse to take accountability for the real issues in this country will just blame entertainment. Oh, this fucking rap music is turning kids' brains to mush. All them video games are making them kill everybody. Which is funny because, you know, cartoon characters when they grew up were smoking cigarettes and shooting 38 fucking calibers at each other in the Wild West and literally exploding in nuclear fucking explosions. But guess what? You know, the downfall of American society has yet to really happen yet. I think we're getting on that path, definitely, but guess what? I really don't think the new Lil Nas X song is gonna be something that leads to the downfall of America. I don't know, maybe a controversial opinion, but I'm just so tired of artists and entertainers being blamed for the problems in this country when, in all reality, it's the fucking bankers and elites that are ruining this country. So, with that being said, though, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shop Opti down below. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, canceling Lil Nas X, and signing out.